this is the Smiling Mammoth, and welcome back to Feed the Beast on the Cloud server. It is raining, there is lightning, but we shall persevere nonetheless. I've been busy. That's kind of putting it lightly. I've pretty much moved the entire base. I wanted everything a bit more centralised. I was originally just going to do it for power, but then I moved the machines down and then just pretty much moved everything down. This is my new favourite thing at the moment. While I was gone, I spent a good couple of hours, at least 4 or 5, getting the stuff together to make a quarry, and it is amazing. I want to show you this, the hole that is made. I set it going yesterday, and then it's basically kind of run overnight, but it's pretty much dug out an entire 63 by 63 hole in the ground. So, oh, BAM's on. Yeah, this is the hole it has created. That down there, that's bedrock. Yep, that is bedrock. It's literally it's nothing sophisticated. It has just made a whopping great hole in the landscape. I actually cut a spawner in half here. Unfortunately, you don't get the spawner from it, but yeah, I just want to show you kind of, because it's easy to show kind of the hole that this creates, and you don't really get an idea of what that actually entails. Like, you know, you see that hole and you go, oh yeah, that's quite a big hole. But I want to show you the resources I got just from this quarry. I mean, this isn't even all of them, because while I had it running yesterday, it got through at least half of the mining, and I had to clear out the chests twice. Just keep that in mind as well. So just in my inventory, we've got iridium, 2 stacks of iron, gold, ferrous metal, we got shards, we've got 29 diamonds, rubies, sapphires. But then have a look in here. Right, we've got lots of obsidian, we're not going hungry for obsidian. We've got crystals, we've got zirconium, coal, redstone, nickelite, bees, lapis, and pretty much same in the other one as well, but more of it. It is amazing. Like, I set up these barrels. My original idea was to kind of store everything in these, but they hold 64 stacks, and I overloaded that in my first trial run. So what's happening is, a lot of the kind of useless stuff, the blocks that I don't need, are just getting void piped, so they're getting just deleted instantly, and then only the useful stuff kind of gets sent through to here. What I want to show you now is, there's lots of lightning. I have a feeling I did some BuildCraft stuff. I'll show you that quickly. It's on top of the volcano. I made an arcane levitator. I've actually got quite a bit done with BuildCraft. There we go. I got all the research up to tier 1, which culminates in the unified field theory, which gives you a fancy new wand and access to all this stuff. And then I made this arcane levitator, but I made an absolute crap ton of flux doing it because I screwed it all up. So there may be some wisps flying about, and it may stop raining, but there'll still be lightning, among many other fun things that Flux does. But this is the kind of new base. I think it looks pretty cool. I really like what you can do with the basalt stuff, because this is called a basalt paver. So these are the bricks. That's normal. I thought that's a creeper. That was the trees. And then these you just make from normal blocks. They're just 1-to-1, and I think they look really cool. These are just double slabs. These are pretty cool. They're inverted lights. So, oh yeah, my inventory's full. There's no, what's the word? Oh, come on, lag. Yeah, there's no kind of wiring to them. It's just, literally just that light. So, this is going to be a door at some point. I just need to get around to putting the code into the computer. This is from BuildCraft. I don't know if you've seen it, but they are immensely powerful, like, tools to use, and I love it. It's great. I want to get into them later, but I've not really kind of got the time or patience at the moment. All my random junk is now confined to these chests. So this is a diamond chest, these 3 are gold. We've got kind of random stuff, so I'm putting, you know, shards in here, just kind of mob drops, all stuff like that. And then in this one is ores and metals, so, actually if I got a thing for sapphires, I do, so I'll put them over there. Up here we have blocks, and over here we have crafted items of many, many kinds. Oh, hello zombie. This is why I need a door. The reason that I did have kind of a standby door, but it got broken, and I've had creepers come in twice and blow everything up. I just want to drop everything off in here so we can get this going while I talk. I've rejigged the kind of setup a bit. Instead of having just the one pulverizer, what I thought is we could go for kind of 2. Actually, what makes more yeah, no, that'll work. If you have 2 kind of pulverizers, then you get stuff done twice as quick, because this will smell stuff as soon as it comes in. And then I've just put a hopper for sand above. I need to top that up actually. Over here we have the barrels. These are, I'm sure I've shown these before. They just store 1 of each kind, but they store up to 64 stacks of it. So because I was getting so much iron from the quarry, like 17 stacks now, I had to kind of put it somewhere else basically. Store you. Yeah, there we go. And rubies. Cool. And let's drop off this iridium. And tungsten. And diamond. This is kind of, I want to automate stuff later, like I want to kind of get a decent quarry setup going, but I'd like to get a better storage system going first, and then everything kind of just gets popped down into these chests once it's done, and the byproducts go into the 2, you see what I mean, the byproducts go into this, so we've got kind of gravel and the dusts in here. What's this? This is silver, so let's just drop all these off. Yeah, I'd like you to put it in. Oh, right, okay, so that's a problem, because you have multiple types of silver. I may need to find another barrel for that, although I've not got too much of it, so that's no biggie. What else? Yeah, I've localised the power setup a lot better. That lightning, man. So we've got the tank same as normal. It's a little bit smaller. I didn't quite have the space, but it's more than we need. 16 magmatic engines here, all running 4 MJ per tick, so that's 64 MJ per tick. Running into 2 energy cells. I'm going to put in a third. Now I've got the diamonds, actually I can do that. Powering all this, and then down the end we've got an energy tesseract which runs over to the quarry. And my idea is basically anywhere I build a base, I want to be able to run like the machines, if they're MJ, just off this like kind of network. So if we need more power, we'll just put in more magmatic engines, but as it's working now, that's more than we need. Over here we've got our EU set up, so this is 16 geothermal generators. These work a bit differently. They only kick in when they are actually needed for power. So I've got an MFE over here. Let's just charge this up so I can show you. So 128 EU per tick. Only going to take a couple of these kind of running at once to just keep it topped up. I have got a little bit into GregTech. I kind of had to for the quarry. It's now an absolute pain in the backside to get. It used to just be a diamond pick and some diamond gears, which isn't too bad, but then, like, I'll show you actually. Let's pull up NEI quarry. So what it used to be was you had this, and then here you just had a diamond pick, I seem to recall. Now you need a diamond drill. Diamond drill, you know, diamonds, fair enough. Mining drill, that's not too hard to get. Advanced circuit. Titanium. This stuff, just this stuff, basically, so to get the titanium dust, I had to build, you've got to make it out of these tiny piles. You've got to build an industrial electrolyzer and put bauxite in it, which is what I've got here, and that gives you 2 tiny piles. You take 4 of them, you make 1 dust. you can't just smelt that like normal. You have to make this, and I'll open this up for you. Like, it's got an entire casing behind here. This is an industrial blast furnace, and basically it's just, yeah, it's a furnace on steroids. It's not quicker, it's just made for like heavier duty things, so stuff like titanium and steel and all that stuff. So I then had to build that, which took a hell of a long time just to finally get the quarry going, but it's worth the time so much because I'm never going to have to go caving ever again. Like, genuinely, never. It's great. That's about it, actually. That's kind of what I've been up to. I want to work a bit more on kind of the base part. I know I said last episode I'd do bees, but there's a lot of stuff that I want to do first that I need to do first, like stuff like automating or like storage for the quarry and kind of macerator furnace setups, all kind of stuff like that. So what I want to do is, I'm not sure where yet, because I'm thinking about turning this part over to BuildCraft. So this kind of upper room is going to be BuildCraft. I'm just going to grab all this stuff and kind of as we go around. And then downstairs will be machinery, because this gives us plenty of space for kind of any automation we need, any big machines. I really don't know how BuildCraft works, but yeah, all that kind of stuff. And then I want to move the quarry setup. First off, ideally, I want to get a proper storage room going, rather than just these barrels. I'd like to be able to kind of, just be able to kind of throw stuff in and have it pumped to the right place. So what I'm thinking is about making a lower level for this place. So maybe putting in a door. Oh, hello. Get back. Oh god, he's inside now. Oh, that's not too bad. I only took out the slabs. That's also what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on a freaking door. Okay, that's all of them in. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm either thinking going underneath here, or building something kind of in another part of the volcano. So kind of got rooms all over the place. Only problem with that is it does make it a bit kind of more annoying to get around. Like we have to kind of, if we ever want to put anything in storage, we've got to fly over there, and So what I may do is I might kind of have a bit of a kind of snoop around underground here and see how I reckon I could do it. But yeah, definitely this episode is going to be storage room, I think. The way I want to go about it is I've got that all planned out. Basically, there's these very cool things that I got turned on to called deep storage units, and they're kind of pricey. These are fairly easy. Oh, you get 4 for 1, so actually they're really not pricey at all. These are just made from rubber, which is really easy to get. Ender pearls, no problem. We beat the Ender Dragon the other day. I thought it'd be more fun with Feed the Beast, but it actually kind of isn't. So it wasn't really a special fight. But I can go get blaze powder. This is just stone and those plastic sheets, and you get 3 of them. So I can make those deep storage units, and I want to put stuff like cobble, dirt, gravel, stuff like that in them, because they can hold 2 billion items. 2 billion. Which is going to do me for the foreseeable future. If I have more than 2 billion cobblestone, I'll be impressed, quite frankly. So that's wrong one. That's what I want to do with them. I'm debating doing it for iron. I think, considering that gives 4, I may as well kind of have stuff like iron and gold, just literally so I never have any overflow. You can pipe in and out of them just like any other thing, so I can use the tesseracts. Yeah, so that's what I want to do with that, and then I can use barrels for kind of the stuff I have less of, or don't need to store as many of. if you get what I mean. So that's going to be planned for today. So like I said, I'm going to try and work out where I want this, probably try and clear out a space. This pickaxe is about to break though. But yeah, I'll have a snoop or an explore, and I'll see what I come up with, and we'll get building. Okay. I said it was only gonna take a while. I was gonna go have a look at, where I was gonna build things. In actuality, it's been 4 full days of me working on what was actually going to happen with this. I have got a space hollowed out. It's down here, and I've gone through at least 3 different orientations of how I've kind of planned on doing this, and I've basically torn it down each time and started over. I've done some other stuff, like got fancy advanced electric jetpack now, which is very cool. Um, pain in the backside to craft though. But I do now know what I want to do with this storage. So if we go back up top where the quarry is outputting, I can describe to you kind of the process that's going to happen to an item as it comes through the quarry. I've been focusing on kind of the quarry setup because my normal item storage is going to be much more easy because I just need storage for that. I don't need any processing. So I plan to just have a wall of barrels down at the bottom, and we can kind of sort stuff out later. This is what I have going at the moment. Basically, we've got the quarry comes out here, goes into these deep storage units. So we've got, cobble. I added marble and obsidian to them. Then it runs into this diamond chest, and then out of the diamond chest we then go into BuildCraft pipes. I need to set this magmatic engine back up actually. I'm using where's the liquid tesseract. I'm using a magmatic engine into this because if I pump it straight into the pipe then it can't output the power fast enough. This just provides a nice little buffer. So this will pull out stacks at a time, so anything that isn't really bulk storage won't get put in here. If you're wondering what's going on in the chat, I think the guys are fighting a wither. So yeah. So out of the chest will come everything. Most stuff, so basically all the stuff here, will go through into this item tesseract, which will then go down into the bottom, and I'll just have a wall of barrels. Like another wall of barrels for all the stuff that's come out of the quarry. I've got a nice big list of everything that came out when I ran it the last time, and that will then mean I've got a nice, easy to see location of where everything is. What these 2 ender chests are, this first one is for the IndustrialCraft things. So this is currently going down here, where it's basically auto-crafting things into blocks. So the chest will open, it's pumping stuff out of the chest, going into these crafting benches. So when you get enough of each crystal, it'll automatically output a block. That'll get pumped through into a tesseract that goes to the same storage place. So everything's going to come out of the same tesseract in the end. I've already run a load of IndustrialCraft through just to test how it works, and it seems to be going okay. The other thing I want to do is this other diamond pipe is basically taking out all of the ores that can be smelted. So click the wrong thing. So we've got iron, tin, all that. The only thing I'm missing is ferrous, and they'll go into this one. And then down here I want pulverizers and furnace set up. So that will then smelt all them. Then they'll get fed in to the storage system, and that'll basically be it. So the path will be, so any bulk items will go into here, any non will go out here, IndustrialCraft will get siphoned off and crafted, ores will get siphoned off and processed, and then they'll all get sent down to a storage system. I want to use deep storage units for stuff like iron and copper and tin because you can upgrade barrels to store like 7 or 1,000 stacks, but it's reasonably expensive. It takes a bit of time, and deep storage units are so absurdly cheap, it just makes more sense to use them. So I'm going to have to do a lot of this off camera because it is just going to be trial and error, basically, on how I want them set up, if I can do just a massive wall, if I want them spread out a bit so I can see where blocks are as opposed to minerals, Actually, let's have a look. So in here should be, yeah, these are all the IndustrialCraft blocks that came out. I shouldn't need too much space because I am storing everything so far in these barrels and these chests. It's just in the future, oh no, they did want to go in the bottom. I need to kind of future-proof almost what I'm going to do. If you're the iron helmets are because I had a bit of an error with crafting, and they're a good source for getting steel without just wasting them. That's kind of about it. I could have kind of recorded what I did, but it wouldn't have been very interesting, and like the episode, or multiple episodes it would have had to be, it would have been hours and hours long. So that's the best way I think I could do it, was to describe what my thought processes were and how it's going to turn out. I'm not 100% sure. I've got more than enough space down here to put as much storage in as I need. The useful thing about these pneumatic tubes, which is why I'm using it, is they're intelligent. So if I put items in here, so say I put stone in, it will automatically find this barrel and store itself in it, which is a lot more efficient, basically, than the BuildCraft ones and diamond pipes. The only thing I'm not sure on yet is whether or not I'm going to move the deep storage units I've got up top. Basically, because the amount of the volume of blocks I've got coming through, that stuff like cobble and sand and dirt, I don't want them travelling through a massive pipe network because of the lag it'll cause. So I'm not sure. So that's why I've got the storage up there at the moment, right at the beginning. What I may do is run a diamond pipe into another tesseract that then sends them down here. So I've got everything located down here, but I'm not having to run them through a big long network. I'm not sure of that at the moment. That's another thing I need to try and work out. That's about it. That's kind of all I've got. I did find something though. Basically, because for the ender chests I needed blaze rods, and I do have a blaze spawner in the Nether, which is very handy. But it takes a very long time to grind, and you need four blaze rods per chest, and you need blaze dust to make the deep storage unit. So I was just messing around, and basically I found out you can pulverize blaze rods into they go into 4 blaze dust, which is twice as efficient as what's the word? As just crafting them that way. So if I pull out all them, so if we put that through, that means we have 8 go through. So we've got 32 blaze powder. Now equivalent exchange adds this, which is the minium stone, which is very handy because I'm not sure if I've shown it. Basically, you can transmute blocks with it, which is the main idea of equivalent exchange. So you can turn cobble into flint. The main one I've been using for it actually is where is it? That's a handy one as well. You can make diamond from gold, but you can make ender eyes from iron, which means even though we now have the end available, I don't have to go out farming. I want to make a tier 5 enderman spawner eventually, which is a mod called Soul Shards, I think. Oops, which basically allows you to make tons of different spawners. But anyway, there's a recipe for this. If you take blaze powder and where is it? Is it shapeless? Yeah, if you take 2 blaze powder, you can make a blaze rod. But I just showed you that if you put blaze rods in a pulverizer, you get 4. So I put 8 in. I've now got 16. it's a very handy little trick. Um, back in TechIt in like 1.2, there was a very well-known exploit to get basically infinite EMC, which is kind of the unit for equivalent exchange, and it involved using blaze rods, and there's still unbalanced issues with it. I don't plan on using it very often. I'm basically just trying to prevent, like, I just don't want to be grinding blaze rods all day basically, and this is just it's a tool. We'll call it a tool rather than a cheat, but it's very handy. So the beautiful thing about it is you can start with one blaze rod and just keep doubling it. So you don't actually you don't need like hundreds to start off with. You do just need like five blaze rods. That goes to 10, 20, 40, 80. It just keeps going. It is very fun. I've just noticed I've got these, so if I throw these in the system, I can just give you a quick demonstration, because I don't want to, I didn't want to just come back in, show you what I'd done in 5 minutes, and then go off again to do more stuff off camera. So if I throw these in here, there's enough blue to make a block, but so these get pumped out, they'll go into gold pipe down into the ender chest if I run down quickly enough. Yep, you see the redstone engines pulling them out, and then the diamond pipes just sorting them into their relevant tables. So you'll see, there you go, you got another one in there, another one in there. Oh, my one's short. Oh, that's annoying. I'm one short. What would happen then is the tables would basically just pop out a block. Actually, I might have enough. No, I'd need white to be able to make one. Yeah, basically you can just pull. Then the tables will make it, and these engines will just pull it out and send it back down to that golden chest. So that's kind of the idea. The next thing I want to set up is just hollow out that room a bit more, add in the processing area. This is the beauty of having the central power system, because I'm not going to need any more engines like this or anything down there. I could just plonk down an energy tesseract and run conduits out of it and just power everything from that. The only thing about that is whether or not I'll have the MJ partic to run the quarry and all the machines at once, but I can always I plan on doubling the amount of magmatic engines I've got running down at the base anyway, so that's all good. That'll give me 128 MJ partic, and I'm not going to be using that much. I would just put an energy tesseract straight next to that wooden pipe I had by the diamond chest, but I think because the wooden pipe will just take all of the power, it would just drain it all, and I don't want anything. I don't want it to be sapping all the power out. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. This is this is an alloy furnace. This is just a RedPower thing because I was messing around with some of the machines, like where are they? I've lost it. There we go. Like the transposer and the relay, because what I had was a big network of barrels up this wall, which is what this is kind of a remainder from, and I was basically running the quarry straight into here, but that didn't leave me any space for processing, so that's why I moved it up there, because that was a bit of an easier way to get to it. So yeah, that's going to be all. I'll work on this off camera. By next episode, I'd like to, if not have a full storage system running, at least have the quarry set up, so I'll be able to just run the quarry and have everything go straight into storage. That's what I'd like to go for. I can work out a kind of storage system for my normal blocks and stuff later on. That's not as important. But yeah, that's about it. I can't think of anything else that I've done, so I'll call it a day there. Thanks very much for watching. I may do another episode of something else before then. I feel like playing some Uncharted territory. I've not got much of the urge for vanilla at the moment, but I do definitely want to get back into Uncharted territory. So yeah, I'll leave this here. We'll pick it up, I'm very sure, in the near future. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you then.